Tonight's Xfinity TV High School Football Game of the Week postgame show is being brought to you by the Pittsburgh Sports Report, Pittsburgh's premier sports publication. Visit them on the web at pittsburghsportsreport.com. Welcome back into the press box. Chris Shovlin, Ellis Cannon, Tim Benz will be on the sidelines with us on the field again for our postgame interviews. 31-21 Woodland Hills. You said both these teams needed a win. Woodland Hills came here and took it.
Yeah, absolutely, and there are a lot of reasons for that, just looking at the conference and seeing the records are identical and all of that. But now you start looking back, as you mentioned, we're getting to October. You start looking down the schedule. North Hills, I believe, is up next for Woodland Hills, and they have 3 games. And as we go into tonight, I want to say they're combined 10-2 or something like that. So clearly, you look at that and you need to get a win on the road, which is, as Tim pointed out earlier, that's been, and you pointed out, that's been one of the keys for Woodland Hills all year long.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Of course, Upper St. Clair and West Allegheny came into tonight with 4-0 records, so they had a game-and-a-half lead on both these clubs.
Exactly, and you noted that. Chris, if I would have told you that the time of possession would have favored a team by 14 minutes, that team was 5 of 12 on third down.
Wow.
That team held the opponent to 46 yards passing. That team rushed for 219 yards, and they would lose. You'd probably be a little bit surprised.
Yeah, I think you were crazy.
But I would say that what's even crazier are the big plays that you called so well tonight for Woodland Hills that negated everything I just said.
Yeah, absolutely. Woodland Hills was the big play team. They got timely kickoff returns, and it seemed like every time Hampton scored, Woodland Hills just marched right back down the field, got excellent kickoff returns, and then scored touchdowns. Tim Benz is on the sidelines right now. Hey, Tim.
Here with Tim Boster and Rodney Denard, our player of the game, brought to you by the Pittsburgh Sports Report. Coach, let's start with you first. I got to continue the theme that we talked about at halftime, which was your ability to snatch momentum away the minute that Hampton was able to seize it. You answered very quickly with 2 scores after they got their touchdowns.
Yeah, that's a tribute to our kids. Our kids are real resilient. They like to bounce back real quick. You know, if we get in a hole, sometimes they get down. We tell them never get too high, never get too low, just keep on working.
Talk to me in particular about that special teams play, the kick return, where it looked like he had an opportunity to be tackled with just too much speed right up the middle.
Yeah, Nas Taylor's a fantastic athlete. You know, if he gets out in the open, he'd be gone at any second. It's just, you know, we have a lot of kids like that can break it at any given time, and we're blessed for that.
And how about the thought on this guy, Rodney Denard, in the game that he had?
You can't find a better guy than this guy. He comes ready to work every day as hard as he can. I can't say anything else about him.
Well, I'll take that question to you, Rodney. How about taking the work ethic that you are showing your coach in practice and applying it to in-game action? How did that feel tonight to be able to do that?
It felt great as always. We just wanted to go out and win. We knew we had to do. We executed perfect.
And when you had the opportunity to capitalize in the red zone, you did so. There was the 1 field goal that you needed to settle on, but aside from that, you helped getting in with 3 touchdowns.
Yes, sir. We knew we had to do. We had to, our plan, we had to punch it in, drive down the third, second half. We couldn't let up.
And I'll ask you what I asked your coach, those moments where Hampton got back into the game and had some touchdowns, what was the tone like? What was the attitude like on the bench? Because you guys seem to answer very fast.
Yeah, we had to stay in the game. Yeah, we don't get too high, we don't get too low. We just keep on sawing the wood.
All right, Rodney, thank you very much for the time. Congratulations on the game. Coach, thank you very much as well. Guys, we'll send it back up to you in the booth.
I like it. He just kept sawing the wood, man. They cut the whole thing down.
He did. It's exactly right. And you know what? I think that the coach is going to be really happy after the game. One of the keys about the defensive line playing well, it certainly was a difference maker in many respects. It's sometimes good, sometimes bad, but it was definitely an area that he had signaled. And I think he'll be particularly happy because that seemed to be the most consistent game we've seen Woodland Hills play all year. And that's what they needed. And it's interesting to hear Denard talk about it and coach say, look, you got to keep even, you got to keep working, and that's a testament to what Coach Boster's doing right now, and obviously guys like Denard are taking a run with.
Fantastic game by Rodney, but some of his teammates got into the action as well. Let's take a look at the Best of the Batch Foundation play of the game, and here it goes right here. This is Naj Taylor on the kickoff return, zigging, zagging, cutting through everybody and running downfield, finally getting tackled from behind, a saving tackle by Ben Schmidt. Here's another look at it from behind the play as we saw Najee Taylor just take off. Fantastic return by Naj Taylor, the 6'1", 187-pound senior for the Woody High Wolverines. And, wow, we knew we were going to see some lightning tonight. We got some.
Yeah, we did. He averaged, I think, the last we checked, something like 48.5 yards, a kickoff return. And that was a huge difference maker because, again, it set up the field position and so forth, but they were killer returns. The timing of them was as important as the yardage, and they really put Hampton right back on their heels. And remember, they have long drives. Hampton did twice tonight at least. We saw long drives, did well with it. But then those guys got to go right back out and play defense because 9 of them do. And, that's when you want to say, well, the defense ought to be thrilled. They're best friends of the offense because the offense is letting them sit down on the sideline. But it doesn't work that way when those guys got to go right back out.
And right back out, indeed, they went. And every time they got socked in the jaw, they threw another punch.
Now,
and that got it done.
Are you going to be using that? I know that obviously Rodney Denard is your new social media director, personal for Chris Shovlin. And he's shifty, but he is a lot, is he not? I mean, he really is everywhere. And he's got the look of a traditional, excellent Woodland Hills player.
Expect a new Twitter handle, and I'm going to use that saw in the wood. We're going to keep just saw in the wood. And that puts a wrap on this one. 31-21, Woodland Hills wins it at Hampton tonight. For our entire Viewpoint Production Services crew, all of us here at Xfinity TV, for Ken Baker, our stats man, Tim Benz on the sidelines, and for Ellis Cannon with me in the booth, I'm Chris Shovlin. Thank you so much for watching Xfinity High School Football Game of the Week here on Xfinity On Demand as Woodland Hills takes it away from Hampton 31-21.